Hello, I'm student number 105127448. Today I'd like to talk to you about the main name server, DNS. DNS provides an easy way to translate numerical numbers, or IP addresses, to words or domain names that are much more easily remembered. DNS, it's an application layer 7 protocol. DNS server, it listens to requests on port 53, both UDP and TCP. So UDP for us, doing queries from a client side, but there is also a requirement, it is necessary to maintain a consistent DNS databases between DNS servers, and then that's achieved by the TCP protocol on 53. That's just between DNS servers only. Website owners can change their web host without changing domain names. Website owners can simply change the DNS entry for their domain name and point to the new web host name server. So there's a lot of changes that do go on within companies. And then by just making sure that DNS is talking to each other, all these DNS servers, and updating the details, then things can still continue to work in an easier way. Yep. There's lots of different DNS record types, which can be resolved to do different things like mail servers. Today, we're just really talking about resolving host names or domain names. Okay, so let's jump into it. So what I'd like to do first is I'm sitting on a machine with a Wi-Fi connection. So I'm going to start up my Wireshark here. It's off and running. You can see I'm going to put in a DNS filter up the top here. So we're just looking at the DNS traffic, make it a bit simpler. Now, because I've got a work PC, it gets a bit messy when I open up a browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a command called nslookup. And I'm going to pick a website, hp.com.au, just because I've got a HP printer sitting beside me. So let's do that lookup, and let's see what comes back here. Okay, so timed out. We've come back with 4 IP addresses. So all of these addresses host hp.com.au. That's great. So let's stop that in Wireshark. Let's go down and see if we can find that. Like I said, there's a lot of rubbish in here, but here we go. This looks like here's the query here. So we will open that query up. Let's just pop over on the other side. Okay. Right. So what we have here is we've got a MAC address. So we've got our MAC address here and our destination address, and that destination address will be the DNS server's MAC address. And just to confirm that, we'll do an ipconfig/all in our command prompt. We will see that the FE80 IP6 address, FE80 is here, and that's our default gateway 10.1.1. DNS server FE80 1213. So there we go there. We can see destination port is 53 as we talk. It's UDP. It's just small bits of information. If it doesn't get to the end, it'll resend it. Or if it doesn't get a response back, it'll resend it. We can see there's a flag there for recursion desired. So that's one of the options that we have from a client point of view. Web browsers will usually do that. And now we also know nslookup also sets that to 1. So client applications request that DNS service perform recursion, but then by setting the RD flag, as we can see there in the requested packet, this will allow the DNS server to forward on requests to the next server and the server after that. So it'll allow it to do that. What we can see is we've asked one question here in it, and that question is a query for hp.com.au. So that's our query that we've asked for. We've got response. We've also got a transaction ID. So in Wireshark, you'll see there's one transaction ID here that will match the other transaction ID you'll see. Okay, so let's go to 203 now. So 203 straight under it, and this will be our response back. So what we see here is, so we've got the destination, okay, source port 53, just, and then we'll see what else. Interesting. Okay, we've got our recursion is available, so the service come back and said, yep, that's there, we can do that. We had one question, and we've actually got 4 answers to the one question, and those answers are for the query to hp.com, and the answers are 1572, 164, 74. And we can see 2, 3, and we can see those 4 IP addresses, which are the same ones that we saw back up here. So there they are. And just to show you what this is all about, with a really practical example. So we spoke about putting in an IP address, the DNS translating between IP address and a name to make it simple. Well, this is, if we didn't have DNS, this is what we'd have to do. 15.72, imagine if it was IPv6, 228.83, we type that in to our browser. There you go, that resolves back to hp.com.au. Much easier, just remembering hp.com.au. Thank you for your time today. Hopefully that was of some value. Thank you.